Hello fellow mystics, welcome and welcome back to my channel Diaries of a Lunar Soul. So yesterday I did a short reading. It was called Messages from Your Past, Present and Future Self, and in that reading there was a blue moon in one of the cards, and at the time the message that I channeled was that you need to work on your throat chakra. But then shortly after the reading, I realized that this weekend, on Sunday, I'm recording this on a Saturday, so tomorrow, on Sunday, there's a blue moon, and blue moons are very rare. That's why you hear once in a blue moon. Anyway, so yeah, there's a blue moon, and a blue moon happens when you have two full moons in the same month. So in this month of August, we have two full moons, and I think they're both in Aquarius. So yeah, so that's why the second full moon in the same month is usually called a blue moon. And I think this one has a specific name, a sturgeon moon. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Anyway, it's a blue moon and it's something very rare. So I figured my guides were trying to tell me something by showing me that blue moon. But at that time, for me, I was focused on your throat chakra. So I decided, let me do a follow-up reading to see what comes through in regard to that blue moon. So in this reading, it's still the same reading, messages from your past, present, and future self. But then I sort of want to see whether my guides will want to talk about the upcoming blue moon and how that affects your past, present, and future self, or what messages your past, present, and future self want to say or make you aware of just before this blue moon. But hey, if you listen to this after August, after this blue moon, it doesn't matter. The messages that come through are timeless, so don't stress about it. If you're listening to this in 2023, it's okay. If the message resonates, then the story is for you, honey. Okay, so let's begin. Let's start with messages from your present self, no, past self. And by the way, some of you might be feeling a little bit agitated. That's just the lunar cycles. The full moon brings up all our emotions for clearing. So if you're feeling a bit on the edge, feeling like a lunatic, just be kind to yourself, be kind to the people around you, and just be a little bit more compassionate with yourself. Okay, so message from your star seed. Interesting. I've been wanting to do a reading on star seeds, so that's cool. This is coming up. And guess what, guys? Okay, this is not a moon, this is probably a planet, but isn't this blue? So that's the message from your past self. What lights you up? Starseed. And then let's get another message from your present self. Message from your present self. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you and not to you. And this is what I was talking about, feeling a little bit emotionally overwhelmed. Yeah, cracked open. So we'll see what I channel from that card. So that's a message from your present self. By the way, if you can hear some tapping noises in the background, that's just my neighbor. I have really thin walls and I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, so okay. Retreat, rest, be held, deep replenishment. That's a message from your future self, which is interesting because in that part one, I'll call these readings, the two readings, part one and part two. So this is part two. In part one, this message came in the position of your present self. So now it's coming again in the position of your past, your future self. So already I can see the connection between the two readings. Okay, and in the back we have, you are already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Usually in oracle readings and tarot, the back card is usually the shadow self card, and since we're in the full moon, usually during the full moon our shadow self comes up a lot because it's tired of stashing away the emotions, and during the full moon your shadow self is ready to express itself instead of hiding in the shadows. So I wanted that to come in the reading. I'll talk about that. Okay, so let's get final guidance messages from your past self. Oh my goodness, this came again. Wow, this came in the part 1 of this reading, but it was in your present moment. Okay, so now it's coming as a message from your past self, which is interesting because part 1 is the past and now this is the present. Cool. Let's get a message from your... Okay, that dropped. Sorry, there the card dropped, and then yeah, I had a technical glitch. Anyway, so this is the card that fell down. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So what I just talked about the shadow self, right? And by the way, if you want to know more about the shadow self, I have a podcast called Diaries of a Lunar Soul on Spotify, so just go check it out. I'll put the link in the description. You can know more about the shadow self because clearly it's coming through in this reading. Anyway, so back to our normal broadcasting. Spirit, final message, guidance message from the future self. Okay, I sort of feel like taking this one. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Again, the whole idea of shadow self. This card looks dark, yeah, but then there's the light in the middle. Okay, so, and then at the back, I am the dreamer of my dream. That's the message from your shadow self. Okay, so let me just tune into the, or maybe let me put this a little bit on the side. Gosh, okay, I'm a bit confused. What do we want to do, Roxy? Okay, let's leave it like that. Okay, so let me tap into the messages and then I'll share what I'm thinking. So right off the card, let me talk about a little bit about what starseed is. A starseed is a soul that has incarnated in other parts of the universe other than Earth, yeah, and most of the time chances are those other planets are their home, yeah, that's their original home, and then they come to Earth to help raise the vibration of the beings and the creatures on Earth. So what your past self is saying is some of you are actually starseeds, and starseeds have a double mission. Your mission is to raise your own consciousness as well as raise the consciousness of the universe or of the people around you. So you have sort of like a double mission, and most of the time how you learn about yourself is through other people, okay? But sometimes we can get so lost in other people that we forget to focus on what lights us up, yeah? Focus on why we came here on Earth. You become so focused on other people's problems, trying to solve other people's problems, trying to help other people, but then you forget what your mission was. Remember I said you have a double mission: to raise your own vibration and raise the vibration of other people. So your past self is saying it's time for you to come back to who you are, to nurture yourself first. You've neglected your personal mission. You've neglected doing the things that light you up, okay? So this full moon is allowing you to see what areas in your life have you neglected because you've been taking care of other people. And this again was a message that came through in part 1, but differently. So your past self wants you to focus on your own creative projects. So for example, if you're an artist and you normally make paintings for people, this starseed card is saying in this full moon, this blue moon, your past self wants you to make paintings for yourself, okay? Take a break from making things for people. Instead, paint for yourself. Just paint for the sake of painting. Paint because it's your hobby, okay? It will make you feel so happy, and you'll feel like you're at home in yourself, okay? Because most of the time starseeds feel a little bit alone on earth because they sort of have this longing for home, because their home is not, their original home is not planet Earth. The original home is another planet or another universe. So usually they tend to feel a little bit alone and secluded. But your past self is saying the way you beat this loneliness that you're feeling is if you focus on your creative projects, but focus on just doing it for the sake of doing it. When you do that, it'll make you feel like you're at home. It'll give you a sense of home, okay? And you'll not feel as lonely. So again, the other message also is, if you feel lonely, do something creative. Do something that just makes you feel light and happy, yeah? What lights you up? What makes your heart beat, you know? What one thing would you do continuously for forever if you were not paid? If money was not involved, what one thing would you continue doing? Whatever it is, do that. That's what your past self is saying. And this full moon is sort of pushing you. It's pushing you to start focusing on your creative, personal creative projects. I don't know why I keep saying creativity, because I think maybe the blue and the green, yeah? But also it could be focus on emotions that uplift you, okay? You might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with this blue moon, but your past self is saying, when you feel overwhelmed, just focus on, just do something that makes you feel good. For me, I know it's dancing, yeah? I love dancing, and doing this tarot reading and oracle readings make me feel sort of disconnected from my usual computer science geek lecturer business. So yeah, so just do something that will make you feel lighter, okay? Working doesn't make you feel lighter. Working is a duty. So do something, do a creative thing that makes you feel happy and light, and you have no care in the world. That's the message from your past self with regards to this full moon, because it's going to be an intense full moon, and you need to nurture yourself in a way that you don't feel so overwhelmed by the emotions that are going to come up, because there are emotions coming up. Okay, right. Then for your present self, the message with this, the ever unfolding rose cracked open, it's happening for you and not to you. So it's again supporting what I just said about your past self. You'll feel a little bit emotionally overwhelmed. You'll feel maybe angry out of the blues, sad out of the blues, just emotionally overwhelmed, and you'll feel like you're about to crack open. For some of you, might be going through an intense heartbreak. For some of you, there's a friendship that has maybe ended, or a romantic relationship, you know, that is just has left you wide open and vulnerable, okay? Feeling sad, hopeless, despair. But your past self is saying whatever's happening is happening for your own good, okay? Those things that are crumbling, those relationships that are not working out at this moment, are happening for you. It's so that you can move towards people who uplift you, people who have the best interest for you, okay? People who don't always like crap all over your like, not crap, oh my god. Lately I've been using really intense words. Anyway, so let me see if I can find a better word. You know, the way some people, the way you can do something and then someone always has something to say about what you've done, you know? And sometimes you just don't want to hear what people think about your thing, you know? Sometimes you just want people to enjoy what you've given them. So going back to that idea of the artist, sometimes when you paint a painting, you're just painting and sharing it with people. You don't want people to tell you how, oh, I think you should have done this like this or this. You don't want people's input. You sharing your painting with them is simply, you're just sharing your work with them. You don't need their feedback. So whatever's happening, I went on a tangent there. Whatever's happening, the emotional overwhelm, the relationships that have crumbled, it's happening for you so that you can find that soul group, those people who will love you authentically and will not have anything to say. You know, those friends who you just sit down with them and you have nothing to say, but you're just sitting next to them and you're okay and you're happy, you know? You don't have to say anything for them to know that the love is there, the friendship is there, okay? That's what's happening for you right now, okay? Your spirit guides are helping you to do away with all those relationships that don't serve you so that you can come back to relationships that are authentic, ones that will accept you for who you are, the ever unfolding rose, okay? Relationships that will allow you to be vulnerable without you feeling guilty about hurting them, okay? Right. Then for your future self, you got this deep replenishment, rest, retreat, be held. So again, the message of you guys have been overworking, okay? And then there's the moon here as well. You've been overworking, and this full moon is a time for you to just rest. Some of you have been going non-stop. For example, I know I've just been writing for my PhD. So I've been going non-stop, but this weekend I just said I'll just chill and just do things that make me feel happy and not chores, you know, not duties. So some of you have been on overdrive, and this full moon, usually full moons are a time for chilling because it's a time for release. Yeah, so it's a time for just release and chill and let your body recover. And then the new moon is when now you're ready to take action, okay? Ready to take over the world. But full moons are usually a time for rest. So this full moon, this weekend, just take a break. And your guides are saying you might be worried that if you take a break, you'll not have time to finish the tasks that you have. But your guides are saying you have to be a little bit optimistic, because how do you know? Maybe if you take 2 days off and rest, your guides might decide, okay, the day she decides or he decides to work will give her so much insight that she'll finish that job within a day, okay? So surrender to miracles, which is also the other message that came through in the other reading. Surrender to miracles. Dare to do something different. Rest. I know for me sometimes what happens with me is, for my PhD, whenever I go and not take a break, I find it really hard to get inspiration about what to write, yeah? But then when I take a break, like if I take a break for 2 days and then I start working again after 2 days, I realize that after that break, things which I would have accomplished in a week, I end up finishing within 2 days, okay? And that's because you're completely rested, and now your intuition, your creativity is re-energized, you know? It's been It's gotten an energy boost. It's now operating at 100%. So all the ideas you need come to you so effortlessly, okay? So your future self is saying, you may be worried about your future projects. If you take a break, you may be worried that your future projects will be you'll run out of time, you won't have enough time to finish your projects. But your future self is saying, in fact, they're giving you a clue here and telling you nothing to worry about. You'll finish those things in time, okay? So it's telling, your future self is telling your present self, just chill. Don't worry. You'll honor those agreements and commitments. Your schedule is okay. And it's going to be okay only if you take a break, rest, play, okay? Do something different than what you've been doing, okay? Take a break. Right, so then the message from your shadow self is, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So I'm sensing some of you have been sort of doubting yourself, which was also the message I said in the part 1. Yeah, I said that part 1 saying, I think I've been having this energy of the collective where I'm picking up energies of self-doubt, and we've been wondering whether, are we on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decisions? Your shadow self is saying, yep, you are doing the right thing. So keep facing your true north, okay? Nothing to worry about. Stop overthinking. And in fact, funny enough, the card underneath is, just say yes. Okay, so yes, you are on the right path, okay? So stop doubting yourself. The decisions you've made are the right ones. And even if they're not the right ones, you trust your intuition to help you recalibrate you, bring you back on the right path. And the only way you will know that if you're on the right path is if you take a break, okay? Rest your mind, relax your mind, stop overthinking. When you're too much into your head, then you don't have time to even be aware of what you're doing, right? And usually when we ask ourselves whether we're on the right path, that's usually when you are on the right path, because it means you are aware of yourself and you're actually questioning yourself. So anytime you find yourself asking yourself, am I on the right path? Just know the answer is yes, you are on the right path. And that's what your shadow self is telling you. Stop doubting yourself. Trust your decisions, okay? You are already doing it. And then, so now let's get final guidance from your past self. So again, this card came up. Let me see if I can get a different message from what we got in the one in part 1. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. So again, you see this is a orange. So orange is the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is the one responsible for creativity. So the message here is, I think I'll just expand on what I said in part 1. So in part 1, I said, ask the universe to show you, to help you find ways of making money more effortlessly, yeah, so that you don't have to keep on overworking yourself. And so your past self is trying to show you how to pray to the universe, how to ask, how to manifest. The way to manifest is, in this instance, your past self is saying, just say this to the universe: I am open to finding a creative solution to my problem or needs. That way, are you seeing you have not said what you need? Yeah, you've let that be. Okay, you can pause and rewind because I think I've forgotten what I've just said. Sometimes when I'm channeling, my conscious mind just goes, so I don't remember anything until after, when I watch the video. Anyway, so are you seeing how in that statement I have not said what I want. And the message coming through here is sometimes some of you are too specific with the universe. It's good to be specific, but when you're too specific, then you limit so many other options, so many other ways that the universe can deliver what you want. Like, for example, if you tell the universe, I want a blue door, and that is what I need, you've become so specific that you'll only get the blue door. But then what if there's a red door that has better things than the blue door? Okay, so that's the message here. The key to prayer is to forget what you think you need. So if you want to manifest, you have to surrender to the divine in this instance. Sometimes it's good to be specific, but the message from your past self with regards to you making money more effortlessly is stop being so specific. Stop asking for a specific thing. So I'll repeat, I'll try and remember what I said. Ask the universe this: I'm open to all creative solutions about how I can make money more effortlessly, or how I can get what I need more effortlessly. Don't be specific. Don't state what exactly you want. Just allow the universe to bring whatever it is they think you need. Okay? Thy will be done. I guess that's the shorter way of saying that prayer. But as you're saying that prayer, have in mind the general idea, which is you want to be able to make money or have the resources you need more effortlessly without you having to overwork. But how it comes to you, that's not your problem. Okay, you focus on the what, and then let the universe focus on the how. Actually, yes, that is that is the message here. Focus on what you want, and then how it gets to you, leave that to the universe. Okay, that's the message. The key to prayer is to forget what you think you need. Let the universe determine what you need. You just have what you want in mind and let go of how it gets to you. It might come to you in form of a bike, in form of a car, in form of a ship. You don't care about that. That's not your problem. You just focus on what you want. Okay, then for your present self, the message coming through is, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So again, the message of it's happening to you and not for, it's happening for you and not to you. Okay, so some of you might be going through some really, really dark moments just based on this, the color of the card, and that emotional overwhelm that I talked about. Just try and tell yourself kind words. Okay, when those dark emotions come up, just be kinder to yourself. Struggle, find a way to find the positive in the situation. Okay, even if it's just telling yourself, oh, I like how my eyebrows look today, or I like how my lips look today. Just find something positive. Whatever it is that you're going through, the darkness that you're going through will pass. Okay, but for in the meantime, just allow yourself to feel those emotions, but don't become part of the emotions. Just be the observer. So if a feeling of sadness comes in, just say, okay, cool, I feel sad right now, but it's okay. I like how my eyebrows look. I like how my lips look. So find the positive in the situation. Okay, when you do that, then the darkness, the emotional overwhelm that you're feeling will pass by faster. Okay, everything passes. How fast it passes is all dependent on your mindset. Okay, so we all go through this crappy moments, but how fast we come out of that crappy moment is up to us. Okay, so the message here, your present moment, is telling you, just know that what's happening for you is so that it can open you up to more authentic love. Okay, the love here. The darkness you're going through will pass, but in the meantime, just try and be more kinder to yourself. Okay, tell yourself kind words during this tough time. Right, then let's finish up with final guidance from your future self. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So when it's paired here with this deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held, the message coming through here is some of you need to do a little a little more meditation. You need to be more assertive with how you meditate. Be more mindful of yourself. So do some meditation, okay? I like music meditation, sound meditation. It's way easier. Because you can just put on your headphones and sleep, and you let that binaural beat work on your chakras. So the message here is, as you rest, take some time, even if it's 15 minutes, take some time and just do some meditation, okay? Do some Reiki healing. It'll get you more closer to your consciousness, okay? And walking in nature can be meditation as well, okay? But just take some time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, to just spend it alone in silence, or listening to music, or taking a walk outside. It'll help you feel more grounded, okay? So the message here is, some of you need to be a little more grounded. And then the final message from your shadow self is, I am the dreamer of my dream. So when it's paired here with this, the message I'm getting here is, some of you are getting messages in your dreams. In this full moon, during this full moon time, or this blue moon, or maybe not even this time, just when you listen to this recording, some of you are getting messages from in your dreams. So pay attention to your dreams, because you could be getting messages that show you how to get over this dark period that you're going through, okay? And that those dreams could also be teaching you how to pray, how to manifest, okay? So keep a dream journal and just pay attention to your dreams, because your guides might be sending you helpful advice in those dreams, okay? That's the message from your shadow self. Because when you're asleep, that's the best time for your spirit guides to work, because you've sort of shut down your mind and they're able to penetrate through to you. Because when we're awake, we are a little bit resistant. So in your dreams, that's the best time. That's the best way they find to send you messages. Okay, and then at the bottom of that card, the universe has your back. Cool way to finish this reading, right? So don't worry. Whatever's happening to you is happening for you. It's happening for you, not to you, okay? And the universe has your back. Just rest, okay? Don't overthink things, and you're already doing it. You're on the right track, so stop second guessing yourself. Right, so I hope this message was useful, and if it doesn't resonate, just come back to it at a later date. You'll find that the messages will click, okay? So other than that, hope you have a good week, and yeah, I'll see you in my next reading. Bye.